Back now with set 7. I talked about all the horses yesterday, and very few horses were troubling. You know, they didn't do their work right, or they just wouldn't behave, or they just did stuff wrong. There was very few of them, and quite a few horses really impressed me yesterday. We're going to start with set 7 now. We did the first set 6 ahead of this. Argento was a little rolly last week. We put a set of flip-flops on him. He was night and day better the other day, as I assumed he would. We had a couple of Donato Hanovers last year, quite a few, and a couple of them needed flip-flops to train down, so it wasn't that surprising. That Argento had some issues. We put the flip-flops on him, and boom, right away, different horse. Jason moved him 3 or 4 times. Actually ran into somebody, I think, with him, and he still was trotting and looked great. Eternity Road. Mark this horse's name on the calendar. James really likes him. I really like him. And just a really talented horse. So Eternity Road is a horse that's got a lot of upside to him and looks very, very good. I'm Hill on Wheels. We scratched yesterday at a temperature of 102.2 when we got there, 102.3. But has done everything fantastic all week. You guys are really going to like what you see with this horse on open house day. Frilly Fringes only had the harness on 2 weeks. She made that first break. Jason was coming with Argento, and she heard the horse coming and freaked out and made a break. And then the last break, she was just a little frustrated. She was trotting all she could and couldn't catch up to the 2. But I mean, Argento was bought back in Lexington, Eternity Road at the Ohio at the first sale, I think, or the Ohio sale, one or the other. But the Ohio sale, but tons more experience than Frilly Fringes. She was trying her best to catch up, but couldn't quite get there. And then 2 horses that made breaks yesterday. I was a little disappointed with Northern Blizzard. I went with this horse the day before the drone session, and I felt that he could have went 1:45. He looked so good. And then Todd went out with him, and he made a couple little breaks. I think he's a type of horse. You just got to put him in gear and make sure he does his work. And I think Todd just let him away with a little too much. Now, we did take the boots off him. Maybe he touched himself the day I went with him, and he was a little self-conscious of that in the drone session. That's possible. All these things are fixable. And although I was a little disappointed with Northern Blizzard yesterday, there's tons of drone sessions left, and I think this horse will shine soon enough. I know the horse I went with on Friday looked pretty impressive, and on Saturday looked the polar opposite under the drone. So we'll see how he progresses over the next 15 days. Royal Tyrone. Danny went with him. He was acting up a little bit. This is a colt that was we bought in the London sale. We didn't buy. Jody Jameson owned him, and wanted to send him to us, so we ended up buying him. Still got to pay for him, but we ended up buying him. He's got a real nice gait and a decent attitude. I think Royal Tyrone just needs a little more work, and he'll get that in the coming weeks. Next is set number 8. We had the next 2 sets were horses that were pretty green. Tipsy and Dixie was sick all week. She didn't go in the 8th set, but everybody else did. Barbie's Crown. Man, oh man, this horse Steve Palermo bought. And last year, Steve and I had bought Johan. Like, Steve bought Johan, paid for him. I purchased him, then Steve bought him, paid for him, and ended up wanting to split the horse with me. We ended up with a couple of clients that bought in before we had worked out an agreement, had bought into Johan, so we had partners on him. This year he had bought Barbie's Crown and wanted to do the same thing, so we did. So Steve and I own Barbie's Crown. She looked good yesterday. Mario went with her. She does her work well. I thought she was pretty impressive. I thought she was more impressive after I watched the video than I did live, but I was focusing on the filly I was going with, and that was Stacy Hanover. Stacy Hanover, I can't say enough about Stacy Hanover. I know she's sold out now. One client reached up and grabbed all the shares, but at the same time, we had a number of people call me and say, where'd all the shares of Stacy Hanover go? Somebody bought them. That's kind of the whole point of the stable. They said, well, we were going to buy shares. I guess you should have bought them then. I don't know what to tell you. I can try and ask the person if he wants to sell, or if they want to sell some shares in Stacy Hanover, but I can't really blame anybody for buying Stacy Hanover. We had tried to buy Glacier Hanover, hip number 171, for $130,000 the day before. This was a Father Patrick colt out of a sister to Glidemaster. $470,000 he went for, so I wasn't anywhere close. Stacy Hanover is a Trixton filly out of a sister to Glidemaster. The exact same paternal family, the exact same family, maternal family, the exact same line as Glacier Hanover. Watch the video of Glacier Hanover, good looking colt. Watch the video of Stacy Hanover, good looking filly. One went for $470, The other one for $45,000. I don't have to tell you guys, I was a little surprised we bought her for $45,000, and I was absolutely perplexed, shocked that there was any shares left of her when I left Harrisburg. It took a while. Stacy Hanover looked great yesterday. Made a couple of breaks, but that's just her learning her work. She only had the harness on 2 weeks. Stacy Hanover is an incredible looking filly. I was very, very happy with everything she did. For those of you out there that didn't get your shares for her, I apologize, and hopefully you can in the coming weeks. But truthfully speaking, I don't know why anybody would have waited to buy shares of Stacy Hanover. This filly had an enormous amount of upside and tons of residual value as a broodmare, so I don't understand why anybody wouldn't jump in to begin with. So Stacy Hanover I was very happy with, and then obviously My Jazz looked great yesterday also. She's looked great from day one. This is another My MVP filly. Very, very happy with her. So another set that I was pretty happy with. Jesse Balboa, he actually ran all over the track. I was a little disappointed with him. I'm going to go with him for the next 2 weeks and see if we can't get him straightened away. This is a colt that I wanted. The whole reason we bought any horses at the Indiana sale was because I wanted Jesse Balboa. I liked the way his video looked. I liked his breeding. I liked everything about him, and I bought him. And then the other filly that also I wanted, I thought would bring 35 or 40. She brought 20. We bought her also. 20 or 22? I think 20. And that's my girl. She was in the last set. So Jesse Balboa looked a little terrible. He ran all over the track. But at the same time, he's only had the harness on a week. So we'll give him a pass. Now, I am going to give everybody a little heads up. James came off the track yesterday and said, "What is an off-the-road Hanover?" I said, "Horse I bought in Harrisburg." He said, "How come I haven't heard about this horse?" I said, "Because Mario is over on Mario's side." James went with him yesterday. He said, "This horse can fly." I said, "I know. We bought him to race, so it's kind of important that he does it well." He said, "He's a very, very impressive horse." I said, "I know. He's a nice horse." So I'm going to give you guys a little heads up. I didn't say this because I didn't go with him, and I haven't gone with him in a training set. Wayne or Mario have gone with him every day. James went with him yesterday. James likes this horse as much as any horse on the track. Now, I think Where We Welcome is a little bit above everybody else at this point. I believe so. I think we have some incredibly talented horses. I mean, I can look through the list quick. Just really quick. These are Pacers. Can't Deny My Spirit. Super talented colt. Where We Welcome, as I said, I like. I'm a Lovely Lady, I like. Girls with Swirls, I like. GW Chrome, Won My Heart Hanover, Walk on the Moon. Listen, I could do this all day. James thought that Off the Road Hanover was as good a looking horse as anybody on the track. I told one of our clients the other day, Off-Road Hanover was a horse I thought was extremely intriguing because he kind of flew under the radar. Even though he was a $27,000 horse and we didn't buy him for nothing, people just didn't pay attention to him. So I'm telling everybody, on my birthday, December 1st, 2019, 8 months before he'll race, Off-Road Hanover is a horse you may want to pay attention to in the coming weeks and months. So on to the 9th set, last set of the day. Everybody was watching Let's Roll On, a horse that was one of my top picks in the Ohio sale. I loved the way he looked. I love his video. I loved everything about him. Just couldn't quite get it right. He looked dreadful. The one video, run all over the track, looked terrible. We made some shoeing changes. They worked a little bit, made some other shoeing changes, worked a little bit more. Then we finally got him right. I made a shoeing change the other day with the blacksmith that you wouldn't usually put on a 2-year-old trotter. But I said, geez, I want to see how he trots with them on. Let's just see. We put the shoes on him, and a lot of people are going to ask. So he has right now a pair of aluminum square toe shoes on up front for a 2-year-old trotter. That is unheard of. It's very rare that you would put a set of aluminum shoes on a 2-year-old trotter with a big square toe. Just not something I would ever put on a 2-year-old. We put them on him, put the hobbles on him. Totally different horse. You guys saw the video yesterday. This colt probably trotted his last 8th in 20 seconds, which is a 40-second clip, which is pretty impressive for any 2-year-old on November 30th of their yearling year. Let's Roll On looked really, really good. Very impressed with how he looked. We've castrated him. We've changed his shoes multiple times. Finally got him on the right track. Very impressed with what I saw from Let's Roll On yesterday. Tanzanite Tricks look good. Jason went with her. She's going to get stronger and faster. This filly looks good. It's a filly we bought for next to nothing in Lexington. Very, very happy with what I've seen from her so far. Rose Run, why not? They had the Murphy blind on the wrong side. You saw her struggle in every turn. It's because she's not supposed to be running in. She's supposed to be straight, and every time she runs in, she gets out of gear. But Rose Run Why Not, I have her on track right now. Very happy with what I've seen from her. Just not happy with what I saw yesterday. As soon as I saw the Murphy on the wrong side, I said, she might be okay. No, she wasn't. So Rose Run Why Not, that was a combination of the groom's fault, my fault. But trust me when I tell you, she's going to look a lot better on open house day. That's my girl, a week in the harness. She ran a couple of times on Danny. She's got a beautiful gait. I can't wait to get this filly polished up. Really impressed with her. And then Lincoln Hanover. It's going to be gelded this week. He's a cranky little bugger. Not sour or lazy. Just got that little attitude to him that he will not have in another week or so. Ooh, Starbucks. We're going to castrate Lincoln Hanover right away. Very happy with what I've seen. Got a beautiful gait, that colt, and really, really interested to see how he is. I don't know if 15 days will be enough for his attitude as far as castration, but I can guarantee you he'll be all business on open house day. So those were all the sets. Quite long, but at the same time, very proud. One, that we got it in, so thanks to Curtis for lining us up with a drone operator. I was a little concerned heading into the open house that nobody was going to be able to see these horses. Nobody was going to be able to see what they were wanting to look at the open house, and we were lucky to have somebody come out. So for the gentleman named Cameron, that came out, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Curtis, for getting that done for us. I appreciate that, and everybody worked hard. We had a number of horses on the track. We had some that didn't make it. They were either sick or just didn't know enough. I just couldn't put them in a set setting. And they'll be ready to go for open house day also. So my star of the day on the trotting side, War We Welcome, very much so. I like her. James's star was Off-Road Hanover. He loved him. A number of horses that look impressive. I'm just looking at the trotters that intrigue me. Can't Deny My Spirit, Girls with Swirls, Holy Check. Everybody in set 4. Virtually everybody in set 5. I mean, we have some really nice horses. We had some nice horses last year. I think our stock, if you will, was improved from 2017 to 2018, and then from 2018 to 2019 again. This year's horses look impressive. So I'm very, very happy with what I've seen. I know James is obviously excited about it also. Mario, excited, and I know that even Harry and Kevin kept a close eye on what we were doing yesterday on the Ontario side. So a great day for the drone, a great day really by all. A lot of clients showed up. Probably 30 or 40 people there. Maybe not that many. 30 people there, I'd say. Maybe. Doesn't really matter. We had a lot of people out. So circle the 15th on your calendar. Actually, circle the 14th on your calendar. If you're interested, circle the 13th on your calendar. Friday the 13th, I won't be here. I'll be flying to the Meadowlands to do an interview in the Sulky for the open house. I'll be back Saturday. We got a big dinner for our clients at Mohawk. That should be a lot of fun. I'm sure you can still get involved in that if you RSVP Kelly. And then we have the open house on Sunday. Now, generally, if you guys are coming and staying overnight on Sunday and heading back on Monday, reach out to me, because we usually go to the keg after. I try to take our clients out and our staff out to the keg on the Sunday after the open house. We'd love to have you there also. A lot of fun to be had at the open house, and a very exciting day yesterday. Crappy day here in Ontario. I see the rain has stopped now. It's just snowing and blustery. Just horrible weather. But nonetheless, not going to ruin my birthday. I'm heading off to the keg tonight with my wife and kids. We're going to the mall right now. My wife hates shopping with big crowds, so she knew I wanted to go shopping on my birthday. It fell on Black Friday, the weekend of Black Friday, which was unsettling for Amy. But now with the weather, I see there's not a lot of people on the roads, so it shouldn't be that bad at all. Bad for the mall, good for the McDonald's. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.